Just divided the screen into various things so that you can see what is actually happening. Just gonna sign up. You'll see a toast come up. Boom, signed up. This is pretty cool. If I try to log in, this account does not exist. Cool. So that is how you can just clone the repositories and spin up your server, spin up your client sites, and you can just start working on any idea you have. Hey there, I'm Soumya. Welcome back to the channel. So if you don't know, I was working on some, okay, let me just better. Okay, so if you don't know, I was working on some templates, or server template, or backend template, and a frontend template with authentication and everything. And I was working on that so that, you know, if I have some idea, I could just go on to build something rather than just doing those repetitive tasks and all of those things. And you can also, it is open source, so you can also pull it up and use it in your own projects. And today it's almost complete, so I'm just gonna show you the demo. I mean, it will be obviously, and I said almost because obviously it will be improved by if you want to make PRs or anything, right? Eventually it will be more refactored and all of this stuff will happen, but according to features, it is almost done. So now I'm going to show you this demo of, like, if you are a person and you found this repository, hey, this has the template I want to use. I want a MongoDB Node.js Express server, and I want a client side also of React and cookies, and these two things work together. How would you set up in your system? I'll just show you a demo of that, and it will be totally from scratch. Like, I want to make a project, I'll go to this repository, clone it till the time you authenticate a user and you start working on your project. Cool. So let's go to my GitHub. Cool. So this is my GitHub, and you can just go to repositories, right? And here you will see some things, and these are the two things you need to use, right? This is the ReactJS template, and I'll show you all these things, right? So this is the server template. I just opened it right here. So this is the Node MongoDB Express template. So this is what you're gonna do. Just code. So just type on the code, clone this, copy this URL. I'm gonna go to just the command line, then open your command line or wherever you want to just clone it. So I'm just going to do git clone and just the URL that we copied, and it is cloning now, and it has cloned. This is the folder that got cloned. I'll just go into it, and what I'll do is that I'll just quickly open VS Code, this folder in VS Code. So you can do this anyway. I'm just doing this quick on the terminal. Code dot, if you type, it will just open this folder in VS Code, right? So there it is. These are the files. I'm just gonna increase the font a bit. Okay, that's better, I guess. Okay, cool. So this is your server. It's fully ready. So what you're gonna do next is that there is this env.example given. So this is how your environment file is going to look. So this is what you're gonna do. Just copy these things. In this main folder, just make another file .env, right, environment, and just paste this thing. And after pasting this thing, what you have to do is this will just take the name of your project. Let's say it's called Meta or something, right? Then you have port on which localhost URL you are going to run this server. So I'm just going to give 4000, right? Connection URL. So this is the URL that you get if you have ever worked with MongoDB. You get a MongoDB URL. So you're going to use that if you want to connect to that URL. But if you don't know, I just pulled out how the URL looks. So if you know, you are a bit familiar about MongoDB, and if you're going to use this template, you should be familiar with MongoDB, right? So when you spin up Atlas or cloud server, you get a connection URL, something like this, where you put in your username or password. So it looks sort of like this, okay? So this is called a MongoDB URL. I just want to show you if you don't get the context. But as you are developing locally, you should use a software called Studio 3T. If you have ever worked with MongoDB and backend development, you should know they use this software it's a graphical user interface. You can see what's going on in your database locally before you push it to the cloud or wherever, right? Deploy it. I'm just gonna generate a connection URL locally. So this is how you do it. Just first of all, if you don't have it, install this Studio 3T free, and then create a new connection here, right? And then connection name, just give it anything. You can give anything, my local connection probably. And okay, so then you just have to save it, and then it will show you this my local con here, and just select that, then add connect, and it will be connected. Now it will show you this things, and it has many server, many database. Probably it will be empty for you. So now, so here you have to now make a database, right? So if you just right click and just add a database, you will probably, my database name will be meta database, right? Just okay, and you'll see there it is, a meta database name. Database just came up, and what you're going to do is just this name, you're going to do just like this MongoDB, this colon, and just use this format, right? Localhost slash this name that you gave the database name, right? Meta database, right? Cool. Okay, meta database, cool. Save it. And here is a JWT secret. This is a random string that should be remain secret to you. So probably I'll just give it something like only I know this, right? This is required to encrypt and decrypt your passwords and all of that, right? So JWT secret, just any random secret which only you should know, right? That should be given. That should be given here. And then this is the access token expiration in minutes, right? So after this time decides after which moment the access token that the server just generated and gave you should get expired, right? And for development purposes, I will just use 1 minute, and refresh token will be in days, so I'll just use 1 day, right? And this is also same with refresh token. After how much time the refresh token gets expired, and it just gets erased from the database, so the user that has the old refresh token can't log in anymore, right? Cool. Now after this, I have also the feature of Google login. So what you have to do is like just you can just Google right, like how to get Google client ID and secret. So if you just Google that, it will show you some links to how to do that. So for example, if I go here to this site, yeah, this is how you get it, right? Just after going through this process, you will have a client ID and a client secret, right? Just get that. Just Google this thing, okay? How to get this thing from your this site, console.cloud.google.com, right? There are many blogs and YouTube videos you can just refer to do that. I've just used something, the client ID and the secret that I have generated. So everything's done now. You're just set up, your server is ready. What you're gonna do is open the terminal here, right? Open the terminal. First, you have to do install all this package.json, and I've not installed these things. But to install it, what you have to do is just you can do npm install probably, and it will install all the packages, or you can also do yarn install. Anything works, right? So what this will do is that all these packages in your package.json will be installed, and you probably know this. Okay, so now everything is installed. You're just gonna do this npm run dev. This will run the server in developer environment, right? So boom, everything seems to work fine. And these are what you see these are MongoDB loggers, right? We have used some loggers in the packages, so you can see all the requests that come here and anything. You'll just see everything, right? It is super cool, right? So if I just go to my Studio 3D now, and I'll just refresh all, you should see these things, right? You in the collections now, these things will come up: refresh tokens and users. And why are they coming up? Because in our models, I'm using two models. One is to store user. This is how my user looks, and a refresh token model, because when the user logs in, I have to also store the refresh token, right? When the user logs in or signs up, I store that refresh token. And if you don't know what all these things are, you can just Google these things, right? Cool. If I just double click on users, and if you just run this thing, it will show you nothing, because it does not have any users right now, right? But we are going to have users. Cool, that's it. You just have a server now which has all these routes. So if I show you routes, auth route, see, this is what you can do. You can just log in, log out, gives you new access token by receiving the refresh token. Then we have register. This is actually sign up, right? then reset password, and this is the Google register when you sign up with Google, and this is when you log in with Google. These are the things, right, of the features of it. And it has logs and everything, so you'll see everything. I'll show you all of it. So that's it. You have a server right now, right? You have a server with authentication. And now I'm going to show you the next thing, that is the ReactJS template, and how you can connect these two things. So this is the ReactJS template here, right here. And the same thing we're going to do, just copy this thing, git clone. Okay, what happened? Cool. It is cloning now, and I've got it here. I'm going to do the same thing, just open it up on VS Code. There we have it. Cool. So first things first, you just do a yarn install, because that's obviously you have to add or install all these packages. Just do yarn install. So while this is happening, this is what you have to do. Just go here and again make also a environment file here. I haven't given the environment example file to copy from, but I'll make that and push that right now. So why is it taking so much time? Okay, there you have it, .env, and these are the two variables it takes. It takes a React app base URL, and this is very important, React app. This is how React knows that, hey, this is environment file. So React app base URL, it is base URL because obviously you can even, and base URL means the URL that you gave to your server to run. So if you remember, you can see this port number, right? This is the port number you have to give to your React.js thing too, with these HTTP localhost, right? This is your base URL because that's where the server is running, right? That's that, and also the Google client and the secret that you get, and you also gave it in there, right? Like here, Google client ID and secret ID, the same client ID you have to give it here. Okay, so just that is it. Just save it, and yeah, you're done. You have a React app, and I'll show you everything. So everything is installed, and this is what you're going to do. Just yarn start, and boom. I'm using ChakraUI with React, and I've done everything. Protected routes are protected, the code for that is there, and access token, refresh token is being stored in cookies, not in localhost, so that is cool. Great. So this is what you see when you first log in. This is what you see, right? And it has night mode and everything. So see, there it is. You have night modes too in this template, right? Just divided the screen into various things so that you can see what is actually happening. So this is my React app, which is running successfully as we ran now. Then just mark here while I sign up on this page here, right? This is the server. My server logs will be happening here, right? So what I'll do is I'll just go and sign up. So and then this is the browser. This screen's application. This is the developer tools of this browser of this site, right? So these are some various things it uses, but we have to only mark here the access token and refresh token. And if you'll see here, they are not there because the user is not logged in or signed up, right? So we'll do that now. So sign up. I'll say, let's say gmail.com, and so you see these validations, right? That's pretty cool, right? And now I'm gonna click sign up. Here you have sign up with Google too. Just gonna do a bit big if you want it. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna sign up. You'll see a toast come up. Boom, signed up. This is pretty cool, this feature. And if you'll see here, go to this applications. First of all, a lot of things happen. So you'll see a refresh token now. This is being stored, and there should be access token too, right here, right? And if you see this expiration time, right? This will, after 1 second, if you refresh this will go away, access token, right? As we had set it, even in the client side, right? So that will go away, right? Now, if we just see the server, what just happened, you will notice that so it just inserted a user of this email, so that shows here. And also it shows that it also inserted a refresh token, right? It's because the user signed up in server. I'm storing the refresh token for a day, and also the user's email and all his stuff, right? And also it will show, and this is the mongoose logger, and also I have this routes logger. So we hit the register route, right? So it showed me, hey, there was a post request to this route, and also we got to I sent 200 because everything worked. So this is how the server works. And yeah, access token, refresh token, and I guess 1 minute has happened. So if I just refresh it, boom, the access token is gone now automatically, right? So that's what's actually happening under the hood. And yeah, you can just go to your profile and it will show you different things. And what you can also do is that you can tap this Redux thing to know what is actually states are you storing. User API are React queries. If you don't know, you can just go to these Auth API things. You can read this code. It is awesome. And this Auth is a slice, and I'm storing the user ID and his email, everything in Redux. So the app is just covered with has a Redux store, right? Another cool thing is that all these things are protected, these routes. So you imagine the user is logged in, right? And let me just do night mode, and is a clever user and he wants to access the sign up page even when he's logged in, but he can't do that. He'll just be redirected to his landing page, right? Or I mean his profile or whatever page, right? Inside the app, he'll be inside the app. So that is called route protection, and I've done that. And if you'll see, we have the access token, refresh token now because he just refreshed it. So I just accessed again the token using the refresh token. That's happening. And you'll see closely here, if I am going to log out now, these things will just vanish, gone, because now the user is not there. I'm on the landing page, and if you now go to user, and this user route can only be accessed when you are logged in, but you can't do that because of obviously route protection. This is a protected route. You can't log in without you can't access that without logging in. So that's pretty cool. And the same thing will happen if I just if you want to see login with Google, I can also show you that now. Just a second. So sign up with Google, and it obviously opens up a pop-up, and I'm just going to select probably this, and cool, welcome to the app, right? Logged in. I love this toast thing actually. So that's pretty cool. And I'll show you another thing, like what if you get an error, right? What happens, right? So let's say I'm just do something random, right? gmail.com. This actually does not exist on my servers, right? Everything is done. If I try to log in, this account does not exist. So okay, this shows you that invalid credentials here, and also a pop-up came up with something, right? So that's pretty cool. And also imagine you just try to log in with Google and you don't have that account signed up. For example, let's say this account, right? This is not on my servers. So it will just not let you do that. It will just say please sign up, this email does not exist, right? So error handling, everything is going on. But yeah, there might be some loopholes or something, I don't know. But that's why it's open source, right? You can just clean, if you just find anything, just open up an issue. Cool. Forgot to show you another cool thing. So if you just go to Mongodb and this Studio 3D thing, and tap on users, double tap, and just run it. Before it was empty, right? So if I just run it, boom, you can see now all the users that we just signed in, right? So that's it, right? This is called GUI, right? You see what's happening in your database and you work with that locally. So that's it. And if you love all these things, the server, the client side, and Redux and everything, just you can just go to these repositories in the description below and probably just clone them or start them so that you can use them later in your project. Cool. So that is how you can just clone the repositories and spin up your server, spin up your client sites, and you can just start working on any idea you have, right? And do let me know in the comments any features that you think you should add more to this template. I'm thinking of adding payments if that is needed, but I don't know. Yeah, Is anything you can think of, just add it in the comments. It will be great. And if you're watching till now, that means a lot. Go down, write a comment. It will be great to know you. And if you found this helpful in any way, do subscribe to the channel. That means a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great day and keep building.